Now, back to Access Tech Live.
And we're back on Access Tech Live, and today on the show we are answering your questions in our Ask Us Anything special. And Mark, people have been getting in touch with us in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, especially here's a comment from someone on YouTube named Moto Bojo 2. He actually quite active on the YouTube channel. We like the comments. We do respond to those as well. He writes, does the pro version of the PikiBot allow for longer video segment processing? If so, how much longer? Stephen, what is the PikiBot?
So PikiBot's a really cool app, right? Essentially what you can do is you can take a video, you can upload that video, and it will actually describe, it will use image processing to start describing that video to you. So let's say you walk around your home, or even you should just sit at your desk and you just take a short video. You can actually upload that, it will process it, and it will sort of give you a description. Basically what it did when I did it was it said I was inside a mess. Which is right. It is absolutely right. It is chaos in here. So, yes, it basically was telling me to tidy up.
Okay, so in terms of video processing, what's the limit on it now? Do we know what the limit is? And does the pro version allow you for longer videos?
Yeah, so this has been changeable recently because what they had initially, I think it was like 30 seconds you could get. I think it's now up to about a minute on the regular plan. If you go for the Pro, you do get a little bit longer, a few minutes. It's not much more, but you do also get some other benefits as well with the PikiBot app. It gives you more detail. It's using different language models, so you're getting a lot of more choice, more that than necessarily length of video. It is always a little bit restricted at the moment, but it is a great way to do it. And of course, the idea here is you're not meant to be uploading full-length feature films. This is not about that. This is short film that you might want to send to someone. It's great for sending videos to Instagram or to TikTok because, of course, it allows you to audio describe your video for free to blind people, which is great.
So what you're saying is 30 seconds is enough to determine that your room is just a mess. I got it. Okay.
Oh, for me, yes. I mean, easily, yes. Just tidy up is all it said.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so Brailstone AFS commented on a YouTube video that we talking about the Meta Ray-Ban frames. And he writes, would these benefit people who are totally, essentially, cognitively blind? I'm a strong cane user, just have problems in grocery stores and airports. Would it be better than Glidance? Now, Glidance is that, that device that looked like that old school vacuum that we used to use as kids with a giant kind of bubble dome on the bottom with the balls that were popping up. I'll let you take this one, Stephen.
So Glidance is a mobility aid. So it's a little bit different here. I get where you're coming from, and I get why you might see the difference. But ultimately, what I would say is, Meta frames and devices that are wearable like that are essentially observing your environment. But what Glidance does is it allows you to navigate your environment. So those are the differences. Now, in terms of Meta Ray-Ban glasses specifically, yeah, I mean, look, you will get benefit out of these, but bear in mind the AI functionality is a little bit limited, and it certainly is not built for blind people. So think about something like Envision glasses. We would have mentioned Orcam, but as you heard in the news, Orcam is no more and certainly is not doing visual aids anymore. So I can't even recommend the My Eye Pro or the Read or any of those kind of devices to you now. But Envision glasses is probably closer to it. I think what is likely to happen here, Mark, honestly, is in a few months' time, if even it takes that long, we're going to hear about some really interesting updates and partnerships between Meta and the assistive tech companies coming together. Because, look, Envision glasses are great, but they're very expensive. They run on very expensive hardware and old hardware. And essentially, I think Envision are looking for a new home. So I would say that Meta might be it. And I think as good as they are, and they are brilliant, and the build quality of the Meta Ray-Bans, the style of them, all of that is fantastic. You get so much out of them. They have the cameras in there as well. And of course, that means you can use them for lots of different things. Most notably, recently, you can actually get IRA calls through those now, through WhatsApp. You can, of course, get WhatsApp video support. As soon as you make a WhatsApp call and you've got the Meta Ray-Bans on, you hear a little boop, boop. That's exactly what it sounds like. And then you double tap the button on the arm of the glasses, and it will actually switch the camera from your phone to your glasses. So suddenly whoever is on the other end can see through your glasses, which is just amazing. So if you need some help around the home, you need some help searching for something or checking for something, you can get support that way through IRA or via WhatsApp video call with anybody. So there's reasons to have it. The AI is very young and very new. It is not what I would call blind ready yet. There's a lot of things you will want to do, perhaps, like, for example, scan a document, get it read to you. Not capable of that yet, but it will describe your scene. It will describe information of things around you. And you can, like all AI these days, you can question it and get more information. I did it on holiday. I was standing in front of 2 cruise ships. I wanted to know where they were from. It told me first off there were 2 cruise ships in front of me. And then I asked, okay, where are these cruise ships from? What are their lines? What are their cruise lines? And it was able to tell me. So that's the kind of information it's capable of at the moment. It will, of course, improve. And there's a Meta Connect event in September. We'll get a lot more information about the future of Meta and AI then.
Yeah, they're working on their large language models as well, so I can imagine those making it to that hardware as well. We got an email here from Carla in British Columbia writing, I love audiobooks, and I'm hearing a lot of buzz around new audiobooks coming in spatial audio. What does that even mean? Thanks. Well, Stephen, Georgia Knox is a country manager for Audible in Canada, and she's the perfect person to field this question. Let's take a look.
Hi, Georgia Knox from Audible here. Great question. So spatial audio is really like immersive audio. It provides a surround sound and depth that's really like a 3D listening experience, and it truly puts the listener at the center of the story. At Audible, we provide spatial audio through our collaboration with Dolby Atmos, and on audible.ca we have just under 100 titles available to listen to in spatial audio. They span from some amazing classics such as our recently released 1984 to Oliver Twist and The Little Mermaid, from our sleep sound collection that features the likes of Noah Reid and Shamir Anderson, through to some other original titles such as our festive, cozy mystery Mistletoe Murders. You can find the Dolby Atmos titles by looking for the little icon that appears next to those that have spatial audio, or you can just type Dolby Atmos in the search functionality and our collection of spatial audio titles will appear for you that way. Enjoy listening.
That's Georgia Knox there, the Audible country manager. Do you know, I'm so excited by this spatial audio because I'll be honest, I love movie. I loved movie, Mark, and especially growing up, I loved all these movies. I used to watch Back to the Future and all these films, E.T. and all the stuff I watched growing up. But, I've kind of lost a lot of the attention to that with losing my sight. I don't really love movies in the same way. So being able to enjoy audio in this cool new way, and 1984, George Orwell classic, of course, being redone. And it's only like 3.5 hours long, so even I can get through that. That is such a good piece of audio. Very scary though, but very good, and very scary in 2 senses: the sense of 1984 and the whole thing with that, and the production as well. So don't listen alone and don't listen at night. But other than that, it's fantastic.
I can just imagine. I went to see Deadpool on Monday, and it's the immersiveness of just regular audio in movies translating to books, I think, is really cool because it brings it to a whole new level. It's like you're listening to a feature film, which is very neat. We've got a question here from William in Vermont. It goes, when is Be My Eyes going to be available with the vision features that they teased when OpenAI announced GPT-4o? Stephen, you had a chance to catch up with Mr. Mike Buckley. What did he tell you about this?
Not much. It's maybe not a surprise. Look, he is being led by OpenAI to some degree, right? So ultimately, when OpenAI make this model available, I think as soon as that day emerges, at that point we will know when Be My Eyes gets access to this as well. I mean, certainly Be My Eyes have been working with this model now for some time, so they are prepared to go, which is fantastic. And when it comes, I can't wait, because I just want to hail a taxi, hail a cab, using my phone and just asking it, when is the next cab? That is so cool.
And they did announce this week, OpenAI announced that they're slowly rolling that middle model out to people, paid subscribers first. I'm a paid subscriber. I haven't seen it show up yet, but I can imagine it's only a couple weeks, if not maybe a month away from seeing that.
So not the video model, but the voice model. That is what's coming out, which is cool. And this, of course, is the one which caused all the controversy, right? Because it was around the whole, is it Scarlett Johansson or is it not?
Yeah. Elizabeth writes, what on earth is back tap on the iPhone? And more importantly, how can I turn it on? Well, our resident how-to person is, of course, Shaun Preece, the co-host with you, Stephen, on the Double Tap podcast, and he fielded this question for us.
Hello, I'm Shaun Preece, and that is a great question. BackTap is an accessibility feature for the iPhone, which gives you the ability to interact with your phone in a completely different way. Let's say, for example, you have a problem in using the physical buttons on your phone, maybe the volume up or volume down, or performing certain gestures such as the home gesture on the touchscreen. Well, if you turn on BackTap, you can simply double tap or triple tap on the back of your phone to perform those actions. I know, anywhere on the back of your phone. It doesn't matter if you've got a case on or not. Simply double or triple tap on the back of your phone with one finger to perform the actions that you want. So, how do you turn it on? Go to Settings, Accessibility, and Touch. Then at the bottom of that long list of items you'll find there, you'll find Back Tap. In Back Tap, there's two options, double tap or triple tap. Now, select the one you want to assign an action to, and then you'll find a list of the actions you can assign. Now, there's different ones in there, anything from opening the camera app, as I mentioned before, turning the volume up or down, or even starting smart invert or turning on or off voiceover. And if you're feeling very adventurous, you can even assign the shortcuts that you may have created in the Apple Shortcuts app. That's it. It's incredibly useful, and even if you don't use it for the accessibility bonuses that it gives, it's also just a very quick and convenient way to get to the features that you want. I use it all the time. That's BackTap. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Shaun. I've got to say, Mark, some bad news. I just wanted to let you know some bad news right now, and it is kind of important. No one in our control room is currently paying attention to what's being broadcast right now because they are all in their settings, setting up what they've decided they want as their BackTap. I always guarantee that is what's going on. Because the great thing about this is, for a lot of people, this is like a new thing, right? It's like a hidden button. And, you know, it's so cool when people learn about this stuff. But even more cool, yes, it's under accessibility, but we can all use it. So loads of people could use this for anything.
It reminds me of when people discovered the feature where you can make your flash up when phone calls or notifications came in. You know, again, an accessibility feature, but I know a lot of people that take advantage of that because when they're on silent mode, they don't necessarily hear the vibrating, which is pretty cool. But this is a great example of, you know, those features that start off as accessibility features that make it to the mainstream and just show you how sometimes, I think most of the time, honestly, we're seeing a lot of the innovation done on that side of things, on the accessibility side of things, and then they make it way into the mainstream, and people in the mainstream are like, oh yeah, well, yeah, we've had that for a while. Come on. But they discover it like it's a new feature, which is pretty cool. I've yet to actually set up BackTap on my phone. Have you done it yet? Because I'm trying to think of the different scenarios, but I'm worried that I might do accidentally, for example.
So, little tip if you're going to use it, because this is unfortunately where I fell foul of it. If you use the haptics function, so essentially when your phone rings, does it buzz as well? That can actually activate the BackTap function. So whatever it is that you've chosen, in my case, it was opening up an assistive technology app called Seeing AI. Every single time my phone rang, I couldn't get to answer a call because it had opened up Seeing AI. So, you know, you've got to be careful. If the phone's lying flat on the desk or on a table or whatever, and you've got that function, it seems to enable itself. Now, you can adjust the sensitivity of the vibration pattern. So you can muck around with that a little bit and get it right, but it's just important to know. I have set it up before, though. I love it. I think it's a great function because, again, it just gets you access to things. It's like, you know, when the action button appeared on the iPhone 15 Pro, everyone's like, wow, that's amazing. And I'm like, I've actually got 2 action buttons. So stuff you. And it works. You know, it's great.
I love it. Well, coming up, Steve, we've got more of your questions. So again, get involved. Feedback at accesstechlive.com, the email address. Of course, on social media, it's at accesstechlive. We've got some questions coming up from Halifax and even California after a quick break here on Access Tech Live.
There's more Access Tech Live to come. Get involved and have your say at Access Tech Live on social media. We'll be right back.